Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with a beautiful Karina, my beautiful wife from beautiful Venezuela. And Karina and I, we went through the K1 visa process, just like you guys are going through the K1 visa process. And we're helping you get through this stressful time. We're teaching you how to avoid all of the errors and the mistakes. We're taking you through the maze of confusion, and we're unconfusing you. Because a K1 visa is not a difficult thing to process. A green card application is not a difficult thing to process. It's not difficult. A spousal visa, CR1, IR1, is not difficult to process. And a B2 visa is probably the easiest one to get out of all of them. And I can help you with all of it. But I'm not an immigration attorney, okay? I don't give you any legal advice, so don't look for legal advice. I give you 9 years worth of experience. I got all this information up in my head, and I just dump it into the computer in the live stream for you guys so you can get the information for free without having to pay somebody $4,000. And then you can ask questions on the live stream. If you're a subscriber, you can ask questions. Now, I don't ever ask you to like this video or like our videos or subscribe to this channel. It's your decision. I never ask you to do that. When I watch a video and the first thing the person says to me is like and subscribe, I watch the video, but I don't do that. I mean, it's like somebody panhandling on the side of the street. Give me some money. I need some money. Give me some food. It's stupid. This is your YouTube channel. We put it together for you. If you want to watch the videos, watch them. It will help you for free adjudicate your K1 visa. Francois Livingston, good evening. Beautiful couple. The time will tell how fast USCIS is moving. USCIS. They're moving quicker. Francois, our friend Francois, who is up in upstate New York, where it's not going to be so cold for much longer, because spring is on the way. Pronto aquí es primavera. Claire and Madsen vlogs. Hello, Diego and Karina. An update. I got an RFE about my criminal past. No problem. Just give them the info. I've gotten my fingerprint records from California, where I live, from the FBI, Madsen's records that have been translated. And there you go. Just submit them. Immigration just want to see it. That's all. Let's see here. And Francois Livingston, I made it to class early tonight. Well, good job, Francois. Welcome to the K1 visa class. This is the place to be if you want to learn how to process a K1 visa. I made all these videos for you guys. You just got to find them. Okay? If you want to know how to adjust the status for a green card, go into whatever the subject line is. I don't know how this YouTube thing works completely, but you type in Diego Ross adjustment of status, and you can find all the videos I've made on how to apply for a green card, or process a K1 visa, or download the I-94 form from the Border Patrol website, or what to do, how to enter the United States at the port of entry. I make all these videos, for you guys. Let's see. Larry Piercy, you're a champ, old buddy. Well, yeah, I'm a champ. You're a champ too. Jonathan Bolton, I get so tired of like and subscribe and share. Yeah, I do. It makes me want to just find one of those vomit bags on an airplane. Okay? I'll never ask you to do that. And when I see people on YouTube channels, the first thing they say is, can you like the channel? Can you subscribe? No, I will not. I can't do that. And what if your channel sucks? Why would I want to join it? But anyway, it's like watching a TV show. When you watch a fantastic TV show every week, does the producer ask you, oh, by the way, can you tell all your friends about the TV show? No, not at all. Let's see here. Bud Garcia. Hello, Diego and Karina from Washington State. Washington State. Good to see you, Bud. You're knocking out your time on the MVC waiting list. You're getting there. Claire and Madsen vlogs, notarized from a professional. I'll be adding a cover letter with all the receipts. I am in the clear now. Yeah. If you give USCIS the information they ask for, and you're not a convicted felon, it's not a felonious problem, to involving kids or women or, girlfriends, you're good. I mean, if it's just a minor thing, immigration still need to see it. Jonathan Linda, registered for USCIS online access, shows the documents they scanned with respect to beneficiary green card application. We found that they did not scan several key documents. Well, if they didn't scan the documents, they didn't need them. Okay, you good? Relax. Nestor Corona. Hey, Diego, last time I asked you about joint sponsor, I just wanted to know how much it would be with 7 people altogether. How much would I need to make altogether? For 7 people, you want to know how much money you got to make minimum for 7 people. You got to make $59,175 minimum at 125% for the green card. Okay, that's at the cutoff. So for 7 people, you really want to be looking at making around $65,000 a year to avoid an RFE. But the minimum at the embassy interview is $47,340 for a family of 7. So you want to make at least for the green card application, you got to be at $52,450. Family of 7. That's right on the danger line. So you want to make at least 60 grand a year. More than that, $65,000 a year. If you're right on the border, get a joint sponsor. Bud Garcia, I have a question. How long does it take to get a welcome letter from the MVC? 3 to 4 months. Francois Livingston, I will be looking through the Diego's K1 visa catalog soon when I get NOA 2. Yeah, Francois, all you got to do, the videos you really need to watch really is how to process the green card, how to assemble the documents for the K1 visa interview at the embassy, how to download a 994 form for your green card application. You got to include the I-94 in your green card application, which is the arrival and departure form created by the Border Patrol. Okay. So Francois, I'm going to help you. I'm going to guide you through this maze and get you through this process. Okay. Jonathan, we were able to proactively upload the missing docs to prevent an RFE. They should be more careful when scanning. Well, it wouldn't have been your fault, Jonathan. So I wouldn't have worried about it. But if you uploaded them, that's good. But honestly, immigration are human beings just like we are, and they make mistakes. And if they make mistakes, they fix them. They don't blame you as the sponsor. But you're right, they got to be more careful. Bud Garcia, I have called and found out from USCIS that my packet was mailed out to the MVC on the 28th of February. Woohoo! Now, Bud Garcia, you've been waiting for that date for a long time, right? So if your K1 visa is in the mail from from California or Texas, wherever it is, to New Hampshire, it left on the 28th of February, then give it like a week to get to New Hampshire. So what's today? So 28, so 29, 1, 2, 3. So give it till like March 5th or March 6th, okay? Jason Mabry, hello, Diego and Karina. I'm beginning to wonder if there will be any appointments available in Ghana this year. Yes. Ernest Dostie just got an appointment at the U.S. Embassy in Ghana. Just got it, yesterday. They're open up. You got to keep looking. Ernest, he's on the channel. He comes on the channel sometimes. He got his K1 visa appointment in Ghana, or he got it scheduled already. You got to keep looking, okay? But yeah, it's like waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. There's a lot of waiting involved. Nestor Corona. Yeah, I got a cold sponsor. A cold sponsor? What do you mean you got a cold sponsor? You mean a joint sponsor to help me out? I just wanted to know what it would be between me and him. Well, if you have a joint sponsor who doesn't live under your roof, if you have a person that lives under your roof, where you live, if like he's an uncle or aunt or somebody lives with you, okay, if you use that person as a joint sponsor at the green card level, you're going to fill out form I-864A. If you have a joint sponsor that does not live under the roof with you, lives in another state, lives down the street, is your next door neighbor, then you're going to fill out I-864. The joint sponsor has to make enough money to cover his family plus your family of 7. So he's got to make tons of money. You know, I don't know how big the family is of your joint sponsor, but they got to cover their family plus your family. So, you know, it is what it is, though, right? Bud Garcia, there were 4 people that said it was mailed and 2 people told me it was still at USCIS. It was mailed. It was mailed, Bud. Maria Victoria. Hello, Diego. We are filing my adjustment of status. Do I need to medical? Do I need to medical here in attached form I-693 before we file my papers? Maria, when you file your green card application, include a medical exam, form 693, and the vaccination documents in a sealed envelope. Some immigration officers just want the vaccination documents. Some immigration officers want to see a complete new medical exam. Okay? For Karina, we went to Pensacola. We drove to Pensacola. We got a whole new medical exam done by a civil surgeon authorized by the State Department. I paid him $175, I think it was. He recertified the medical exam. He signed the form I-693. He recertified Karina's vaccinations, put it in a sealed envelope, sealed it, and signed it. And I put that in her green card application. That's the way to do it. Yeah, sure, you had a medical exam. Karina had a medical exam in Bogota, Colombia. In Bogota, Colombia, okay, that's good for what? In the United States, it would be good for a year. In Colombia, it was good for 6 months. But we don't have a copy of it. The Border Patrol officer took it at the airport in Miami. He took it, so we don't have it. Okay, well, I'm not going to take a chance that USCIS in Chicago is not going to want to see it. So I drove Karina to Pensacola. We got a new medical exam done, paid the money, got a new I-693 filled out on the current edition, a brand new date, a brand new doctor, an American doctor, vaccinations recertified, and USCIS are going to be happy as a clam. All right, that's the way to avoid an RFE when you file for your green card. Let me see. Nestor Corona. Also, I was wondering what are the wait times, or if you could make a video for Mexico waiting for the NVC. Well, the NVC doesn't control the wait times for the Mexican embassy in Ciudad Juarez or Mexico City. The embassy in Mexico does. And the wait times vary from month to month. A lot of people want to transfer. They want to get their K-1 visa appointments in the summertime when their kids are in summer or in vacation, right? That's not, you got 2 K2s coming over who are in middle school. You want to try to leave Mexico during the summer when the kids are on vacation. So it's hard for me to decide to tell you guys how long of a wait it's going to be at the embassy around the world. Ghana is a long time right now. Bogota is not a long time, but it's not as fast as I would want it to be. Australia is pretty quick. Belgium's pretty quick. Germany, France, they're pretty quick. The Philippines is slowing down. And when you get a K-1 visa interview at the Philippines, when you have your medical exam at St. Luke's Extension Hospital, don't be surprised if they ask you for a sputum test, which could add 6 to 8 weeks to your wait time. So you could go to your K-1 visa interview, and what will happen is they'll probably cancel it in Philippines. They will cancel your K-1 visa interview if the doctor ordered a sputum test, and then you do the sputum test. You wait 6 to 8 weeks, get the results, and then they reschedule the visa interview for you. Okay, don't be surprised that happens, guys. If you're in the Philippines, we love our friends in the Philippines, and we want to help you, but be ready for that. And get ready for the wait. Jason Smabry, I submitted the DS-160 already, but I got a new job since then. Resubmit or bring to the interview. Bring to the interview. Don't resubmit the DS-160. Don't worry about it. Just update the I-134. Okay? But are you the beneficiary or are you the sponsor? Immigration don't care what the beneficiary job is. They don't care. They don't care because you're going to quit your job. Karina was a manager of ice cream stores. Okay, it was very, very big. It was a big, responsible job. But immigration knows that when Karina left Colombia, she terminated her job. She quit her job. She's here hanging out with me now in Florida. But you know, if you're a sponsor and you change jobs in the middle of a K1 visa process, don't just wait till the I-134, update the I-134, and the DS-160 if it's required. Francois, did you and Karina go on a road trip to Alabama today to Hardee's? No, the weather sucked. It was a lot of fog on the road. It was very foggy. Mucho nube in cielo. There was a lot of fog. I said, I'm not driving in the fog. Okay. But tomorrow, if the weather's good, we're going to go to Fort Walton Beach. And then on Monday, I'll take it to Hardee's in Alabama. But that's going to be Monday. But today, the weather was just not good. Let me see. Francois, by the way, thank you for offering to help me navigate the next phase of this waiting and waiting and waiting. Francois, no problem, Francois. I'm going to help you. We're going to help you. We want to get you reunited with your prometido. Boom, two. Kaboom. Boom, two. Medical report is at the embassy. I am still waiting on the embassy to give me an appointment to bring my passport back. How long do you think it will take them to contact me in Jamaica? Well, we're glad that you listened to me, right? You took action. You were proactive. You went to the medical doctor in Jamaica, in Kingston, and said, hey, get my medical exam to the embassy in Colombia, in Jamaica, right? And they did, because you took action and you made it happen, and you got the medical report to the embassy in Kingston, Jamaica. Now you just got to wait on the embassy to get unbusy. They didn't forget about you. They didn't forget about you. So be patient. And there's no reason why you can't send an email to the embassy and say, hey, I'm checking in. Here's my case number. Here's my date of birth. Here's my passport number. Here's my invoice number, if you have it. What's the status? Check in with the embassy. I can't tell you how long it's going to take because it depends on how busy the embassy is. Nesta Corona, sorry, I didn't explain myself that good. So it's 4 for my family and 3 for his. So 7 in total. Okay. So your joint sponsor has to cover 7 people, 4 for you, 3 for him. So your joint sponsor has to make at least $60,000 plus a year. $65,000 a year would be good. Would be good. Okay, Nestor, you understand? You got to make. Your joint sponsor's got to make, I would say, at least 65 grand a year to avoid an RFE on a joint sponsor. For a second one. Tina, hi Diego and Karina. What's going on, Tina? And how's Tina? Jason Mabry, is Travel Docs the only place to look for appointments? The place you look for an appointment, Jason, is where the embassy tells you to look on the Packet 3, Packet 4 email. The Packet 3, Packet 4 email sent to you by the embassy with instructions on how to schedule the visa interview. Okay, follow the directions. Maria Victoria, Karina, do you receive your green card now? No, Maria. Karina mailed off her green card application on February 29th. Today's March 2nd. Give us 4 months. Francois Livingston. Wow, look at that super chat. I am touched beyond belief for your help and dedication to all of us going through this process. Francois, I'm not going to fail you. Okay? I fixed the first part of your immigration thing. I fixed that. And then we're waiting on the NOA2 letter. And then we're going to get you to the MVC. And then we're going to get the visa interview scheduled. And we're going to get we're going to get your beneficiary into America. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to help you. I'm going to guide you step by step so you don't get confused. All right? It's not easy to do this. We understand that. Okay, and but I got all this experience, and I love sharing it with you guys. So Maria, Victoria, no, I don't think we're going to see Karina's green card. Let's see, it's February, March, April, May, June. Probably the end of June, beginning of July, somewhere in there. But when Karina gets her green card, you're going to be the first to know. Well, I'll be the first to know, and then you guys will be the second to know, because she's going to tell everybody. Well, she'll tell me first. Nestor Corona, thank you. No problem. Nestor, your joint sponsor has got to make, I would say, at least 65 grand a year to be covering everybody at a minimum without an RFE. Okay? No problem, Nestor. Bud Garcia, what is the time frame for an interview for Bangkok? 2 to 3 months. I know that. I know the answer to that. Larry Piercy, what is a sputum test? Larry Piercy, a sputum test is where a beneficiary in the Philippines goes to her medical exam or his medical exam at St. Luke's Hospital Extension, it's the extension, and the doctor does a chest x-ray and sees, and then he has a feeling that there may be a TB active in the person, or he just wants to have a sputum test, because a sputum test is a test for tuberculosis. Okay, if the TB test comes back positive, if a person comes back with a positive TB, will that deny them the K1 visa? No, they will just be put on treatment. They'll go to the doctor. The doctor will put them on a pill that you take every day. I think it's called isoniazid, which entraps the TB and blocks it from being active. It just kind of encapsulates it, and then you become negative with TB, and then you get your K1 visa. Okay, but there's people getting negative. They're getting positive TB tests and then coming back negative on the second time around. But it seems to be the Philippines right now is where that's happening. So if you have a beneficiary in the Philippines, okay, don't be surprised if they have to have a sputum test done, and then you have to wait 6 or 8 weeks for their results to come back, and then the results come back negative, and then the process continues and you get your K1 visa. Larry Piercy, did that answer your question? Marine Corps, fellow veteran. Jason Mabry, sponsor. Okay. Well, you just follow the directions from the embassies. I got an email from the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia, packet 3, packet 4 email. They said, Diego, click on this link here, click on this link here, and click on this link here. I did exactly what they told me to do. I filled out the DS-160 because Karina can't read English. I paid the visa fee, $265. As soon as I did that, a calendar opened up. I scheduled her visa interview and her biometrics in November of 2023. There was only 1 day left for each one. Everything else was filled up. And then I got emails automatically sent to me from the embassy saying, here's your MERV receipt for this. Here's your visa interview schedule. This is the day. This is the location. This is where you go for your biometrics. And when you pay the $265 for your visa fee, it's not the DS-160. DS-160 is free. When you pay for your visa consular interview, $265, the biometrics is included in that price. Tina, if we are in the middle of an RFE right now, and my husband and I are looking for a place right now, since our landlord will not sign for us, if we move out of state, will immigration ask me about my income still? No, they couldn't care less about your income. They wouldn't ask you about that. No, but you need to make enough money to meet the requirements for immigration. Bud Garcia, I had to stay on USCIS to get that information. Okay, well, what did I tell you? Be active, proactive. They are busy people. Immigration is not just processing K1 visas. They're processing tourist visas, work visas, student visas, okay? Spousal visas. And then they're adjudicating, and then they have to go back and they have to send out RFEs because somebody forgot something. Oh, you didn't include this in your, where is it? Okay, so they got to stop what they're doing and then put paperwork together to mail you the RFE. So if you want to speed up immigration, if you want to speed up the process, put all your stuff together. Don't staple anything. Don't use paper clips. Put it in document protectors. Put your package together for your K1 visa. Make no mistakes. Don't make any typos. And it will speed up the process. Bud Garcia, does Thailand have a sputum test? No, they don't, but they could ask for one. But I haven't seen anybody from Thailand get asked for a sputum test. The civil surgeon in Bangkok, Thailand hasn't been asking beneficiaries to get a sputum test. So far, only Philippines. Okay? Ren S., what's going on? Maria Victoria, do I need to take my COVID vaccine here in the U.S., where I got my vaccine in the Philippines in 2021? Do you have proof, Maria Victoria, of your COVID vaccination which you took in the Philippines in 2021? Do you have the COVID vaccination card? Do you have it? Do you have that? That can be given to the doctor. Repeat your medical exam in the United States before you submit your green card application. Repeat your medical exam and give that vaccination card to the doctor so he can annotate it on the 693 that you were vaccinated for COVID and all your other vaccinations. Okay? It's very important that when you submit your green card application that you, okay, there you go. So you're good. You're good. Bud Garcia, what paperwork do I need to get ready for the next step? For the next step, well, you got to get your NVC welcome letter, and then you got to get all your financial documents to your beneficiary in Thailand. She needs the I-134, okay? That's signed and dated, the original I-134. You cannot send a scan. You cannot send a copy. You cannot send a PDF. You must have an original I-134 filled out and signed properly by the sponsor, and you got to give that to your beneficiary, plus your tax returns, your tax transcripts, your W-2s or 1099s, your bank statements, your letter from your boss saying where you work and how long you've been working there, how much money you make, pay stubs, 6 months worth of pay stubs. Get all that stuff together and get it to your beneficiary in Thailand. And make sure she brings her original passport, or obviously it's original, her original birth certificate, her original and her passport, and her police certificate from Thailand and any other country she lived in for 6 months or more. Okay? So get on the phone to your beneficiary or in whatever you Zoom or whatever you do, WhatsApp, say, hey, get your police certificate from Thailand, get it now. Okay? Let me see here. Ren is talking to Jason. Bud Garcia, okay, I will be going there in May. Okay, Bud Garcia, when you go to Thailand in May, okay, when you fly into Bangkok, Thailand, bring those documents in your carry-on. Do not put them in your suitcase. If you check any luggage, do not put those documents in the checked luggage. Carry them on the carry-on in your carry-on bag. Okay, those documents I just talked about. Brian Morales, USCIS is speeding up the process. USCIS is, yes. I can't say the embassies are getting any faster. I can't say the embassies are getting any faster because they're busy. NVC is at the mercy of the embassies. Okay, but USCIS from NOA1 to NOA2 is 6 to 9 months now. Turnaround. It's just pretty quick. Ernest, there was a man who recently got an interview. That was Ernest. But God only knows how he got locked for almost 3 weeks. I checked. There's never any appointments in Ghana. Keep looking. Bud Garcia, does she need to get them translated? If they're in Thai, yes. If your beneficiary, if your beautiful Prometita's birth certificate is in Thai, you, Mr. Bud, can get them translated for her, okay? So they can read them. And you're going to need them translated for the green card application also. So if her police certificate and if her birth certificate is in Thai and nobody can read it, but Thai people, get it translated into English. And the Spanish group is a good company that will do it, thespanishgroup.org. Now, they don't pay me to say that. They don't give me nothing. But I used them for Karina's documents, and they've got a quick turnaround. And they're very efficient, and they're a good company out of California. They're good. They do a good job. Now, if they would relocate their company from California to Texas, they'd make even more money because they'd be paying less in their stupid California taxes. The taxes in California are outrageous. It's horrible. Same for New York. Let me see. But Renesh, you can call and they can check your case to see if there's any available appointments. Bud Garcia, they will be on my back in my backpack. That's where they need to be. Tina, if we decide to move out of state, all we must is update the address with USCIS. Yes, you must. You got to update your address with USCIS. It's an offense if you don't do it. If you are in the United States and you're applying for your green card, okay, you can go online to USCIS and you can fill out an online AR-11 form. Change your address, okay? And REN-S call them daily, I think around 3 o'clock in the morning, Texas time, and they're open. I call them around this time. Bud Garcia, there should be a place in Thailand to do that, right? I don't know if there's a place in Thailand where you can translate documents from Thai to English, but I'm pretty sure there must be. Thailand is a very modern country. It's up to date. It's got modern facilities. It's a beautiful place. And my dad lives in Thailand. My dad's been living in Thailand for 25 years in Chiang Mai with his beautiful wife. He didn't want to go through this immigration nightmare, so he lives in Thailand. But I'm sure there's a place that can translate it. You just got to find it, and you've got to get it done. You got to get it translated into English. The Spanish group can do it, or a company in Thailand can do it. Whatever's best for you. Francois Livingston, I used the Spanish group on your advice, and they truly are a great and quick service. We will be using their services again soon. Francois, testimony right there. I helped Francois with her translations, with her documents. Jason's asking, what number do you call? REN-S, also on my DS-160, my fiance put my current job, but if Ghana doesn't give me an interview within the next 4 months, I'll change my job. You can do that. Larry Piercy, Tina, move to Florida where Diego lives. It's a great place. That's good advice. Florida's a great place. If you don't mind the heat and you're not scared of bad weather. Maria Victoria, Diego, what is the possible question if they interview for the green card? Okay. So if you put together a strong green card application, chances are you won't get another interview because the immigration doesn't have time. They're just too busy. But if you do happen to get a green card interview, they could ask you questions like, what side of the bed do you sleep on, Miss Beneficiary? Or now Mrs. Beneficiary, what side of the bed do you sleep on? They could ask you, what is the color of your carpet in your living room? They could ask you, how many rooms does your house have? They could ask you, what kind of car does your husband drive? They could ask you, what is the names of your next door neighbors? Those are the kind of questions they're going to get. They want to know if you guys are living together and in a real relationship. Those are the kind of questions, okay? They're kind of personal, but they're kind of intrusive on where you live. Ted, the Colonel, I can't pronounce your last name, Ted. Hello, Diego, Colonel here, bringing my fiance in 10 days from Bogota, boom, boom, high five, mi alegra, with her beautiful daughter, con hija, hermosa hija, mi alegra. Might get married in Pensacola. Want to come? If you want, I'll be there. We'll be there. We'll be there to support you. If you're at Pensacola, I can find Pensacola. We'll be there to support you. Julian Allo. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Ross. My appointment is for the 13th of March at the U.S. Embassy in Nairobi, which is in Kenya, at 12. Is that 12 midnight or 12 noon? My question is, can I even go at 10 a.m.? Not bad, right? It's not. 10 a.m. is a good time. Noon, I'm assuming that's noon. Lunchtime is a good time. You know, it's all good. Doesn't matter what time your visa interview is. What matters is that you pass the interview and get your K1 visa. And I'm sure you will. Francois Livingston, do not forget about the alligators. Well, I think I'll take Corinne on a swamp ride in Louisiana where there's alligators. Maybe we'll drive down to Miami. Not Miami. We'll drive to Naples, Florida, and then take a ride across the Tamiami Trail and look for alligators there. But there's alligators here, right up the street. Karina was looking at, there was a big sign that said, danger, alligators live here. And I got a picture with Karina standing in front of it. So her mom can see it in Venezuela. And her mom's like, what? Alligators? Are you serious? REN-S, will that mess up my DS-160 if it shows my current job and I change my job? Immigration don't care. They don't care, REN-S. Update the I-134. Larry Piercy, I want to come to the wedding of the Colonel Ted. But I want to believe as well. But by the way, I want to believe as well. It's all true, Ted. It's true. I was in the Navy for 20 years. I had a very good security clearance. And if I tell anybody what I know, they'll suspend my passport and I'll go to jail. That's the end of that conversation. Maria Victoria, thank you so much. You're welcome, Maria. Brian Morales. Oh, wow. My approval was yesterday for the interview. What happens next? Your approval was for the interview. You mean you scheduled your visa interview, Brian? Is that what you did? You scheduled your visa interview at the embassy. What happens next is you go to the visa interview. You put your business attire on, your casual business attire, and you get all your documents together and you watch the videos I've made on how to assemble the documents for the K1 visa interview, and you go to your interview. But congratulations, Brian. The case was approved. Okay, so you got your NOA2 letter. You got your Notice of Action 2 letter, your NOA2 letter. Now you're going to wait for the National Visa Center to contact you with the welcome letter email, or whatever email it is they send you. I call it the welcome letter. And they will send you a case number. If they don't send you an invoice number, ask for the invoice number, do an MVC inquiry. When you look at your NOA2 letter, it's going to say on the front of it, it's going to say, this letter expires, your visa expires in 4 months. Well, it takes longer than 4 months to process the K1 visa and get the interview at the embassy. So don't worry about that. Just maintain contact with immigration. Send an inquiry to the MVC, send an email to the embassy, print the emails, and that will keep your NOA2 letter active and past the 4-month expiration date. I hope you guys are listening. I hope you guys understand that. And I made a video about it. Bud Garcia, my fiance, asked me to ask her questions and she knows all the answers. And I thought she did great. Well, she knows all the answers. You guys know each other very well. Brian, your case was approved. So you're waiting on the MVC welcome letter now, 2 to 3 months. And Renes is talking to Jason. Oakland Raider trucker. I'm an American and a Mexican citizen. Okay, I was born in California. Okay, well, if you were born in California, you're an American. How are you a Mexican? Oh, you got Mexican citizenship. You were born in California and you got Mexican citizenship. Okay. Could I marry my Colombian girlfriend in Mexico so we can live together while I apply for her to get the U.S. visa? I live in Mexicali, Baja, and work in the United States. Okay, in order to qualify for a K1 visa, you got to be domiciled and live in the United States of America, and work in the United States. To qualify for a K1 visa, you must be domiciled, which means you must have an address where you live in America. If you live in Mexico but work in America, you don't qualify for the K1 visa. You got to live in America. So if you have an address in the United States of America where you live, and you also have an address in Mexico where you live, then yes, you can do that. If you don't have an address in the United States of America, okay, and you're not military, you don't qualify for the K1. So I'm trying to help you, man. Okay, get you an address in the United States, and then apply for the K1 visa with the address that you live at in the United States. I live in Florida. I spent 2.5 years in Colombia with Karina plus, lots of times. But I'm an American and I'm domiciled in America. I pay taxes in America. I pay property taxes in America, right? I got a light bill, I got a water bill, I got a gas bill, I got a trash bill, all in America. But I was able to live in Colombia. The Colombian government gave me a visa for a 1-year stay. Thank you to the Colombian government. Thank you, President Duque. But when it expired, I came back to the United States and I didn't reapply for another visa. I just stayed here and waited here for a year for Karina. But you got to live in America to qualify for the visa, for the K1. So how, Oakland Raider, did that help you? Las Barreras. Hello, Diego and Karina. My fiance and I are in California a week ago. High five. Good job, Las Barreras. Renes, I don't know anyone but you who's waiting on Ghana. Ernest Dostie needs to help you, Renes. He just got an appointment in Ghana. Janice Jefferson. Hello, Diego and Karina. We updated our address when we filed for the DS-160. However, with no other agency, is there any chance a discrepancy will cause problems at our interview on March 12th? No. You're good. You are good to go. Denise, I've explained this to you. I've said, Denise, relax, put your feet up on the desk, chill out. Okay. I know the weather's beautiful in Utah right now. I'm gonna take Karina to Utah for a vacation in September. All right. Relax. You are good. And Renes is in the same boat as Jason Maybury. Brian Morales is doing like this. And Renes is disappointed in Ghana. Yeah, they're not doing a very good job in Ghana. And I made some phone calls and I got some appointments opened up in Ghana, but you got to look, Renes. Susie Gomez. Hello, Diego and Karina. What's going on, Susie? ¿Cómo estás? And Renes is talking about Ghana is making us wait. There's no appointments. It's not. You got to keep looking, Ren. The time you're on here on the live stream, hopefully today, we'll get 3 o'clock in the morning would be the best time to look for an appointment in Ghana, U.S. time, Central Time, Texas, 3 o'clock in the morning. Susie Galdamez, in 2022, I made 32 grand. In 2023, I made 28,890. Will that affect when I change the status for the green card? How big is your family size, Susie? Susie, how big is your family size? Then I'll ask you a question for you. I need to know how big is your family size? Your family size is you, your beneficiary, and anybody else. Any K2s, anybody you claim on your taxes. How big is your family? You, it's the sponsor, the beneficiary, and any K2s, and anybody you claim on your taxes. Les Pereira, you have a video for I-485. I couldn't find it. I deleted it. I deleted it 2 days ago because I'm making a new one. Because the I-485, the forms, it's changed, okay? And I wasn't happy with the video. It wasn't thorough enough. Okay, it was easy, but it wasn't thorough enough. All right? So I'm making another one. I'll make another video on the I-485. I will make it on Monday. Sunday's my day off. Tomorrow I'm taking Karina to Fort Walton Beach. We're going to go check out some stuff in Fort Walton. Maybe we'll go to Sam's Club. So I'm going to redo that video on the 485. So be ready for it. I'll do it Monday. I'll make it Monday. Let me see. Oakland Raider Trucker. I do have a U.S. address. I just live in Baja because it's cheaper to live. I'm ex-military, Marine Corps. Thanks for responding to my previous question. Oakland Raider Trucker, then, when you file your K-1 visa, you can make sure you use your address in the United States. Okay, that's where you live. And live with your fiance in Mexico while you wait out the process. You're good to go. You can do it. I just had to know if you had a domicile in the United States. I lived in Colombia for 2.5 years. It was cheap. My light bill and everything in Florida went to almost just sufficiency, it went just to connection fees. And I can afford to live in Colombia better than I can afford to live here. But this is my home. Let me see here. Ren S. Hey, Diego, in 2023, I made a trip to Ghana, took 12 days off of work, which made my yearly income $33,000. Okay. So, and you said $33,000 isn't enough to sponsor, not for a family of 3. Your 22-year-old son is on your tax return, right? A family of 3, to apply for a green card, you got to make $32,275. You make $33,000, right? So you're $700 just above the minimum threshold. Immigration's not going to like that. They're going to want to see a joint sponsor. You got to make at least $36,000 a year to qualify for a family of 3 on a green card. $36,000, I would say. If you amend your tax return, tell your son he can still live with you, okay? But amend your tax return to where you file as a single person without your son on the tax return. you then qualify for the K1 visa because you only have to make $25,550. Then you're good. Then you can get then you got no problems. Right now it's a problem because you put your son on your tax return for 2023. Amend your tax return, change it to a family of one, not a family of two, and you're good to go. Red S, I own 2 cars. Would it help? You can only use 1 car for assets. If you own 2 cars, if you own a Rolls Royce and a Ferrari, pick which one you want to use for your assets and get it appraised. Go to a car dealer and get a Kelly Blue Book done on your car that you want to use as an asset. You can use a car. You can only use 1 car. If you own 1 car, you cannot use the car. If you own 2 cars, you can use one of the 2 cars. Find the car with the most value to it. Get it appraised at a car dealer. Get a Kelly Blue Book, because you're going to have to include that in your green card application as assets. But you got to prove the value. You put your new husband on the title to your cars, and you include that title plus the Kelly Blue Book value on your car in the green card application. Now, how do I know about the Kelly Blue Book? Well, I was an internet manager for Mercedes-Benz for years. I used to work for Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Lincoln. And then I got my real estate license, and I told them happy trails. And now I'm doing YouTube for you guys. It's an adventure, right? Let me see. $33,000 is not enough money to sponsor a family of 3. $32,275 is the minimum. You're about $700 above the minimum. You'll get an RFE, unless you got a bunch of assets in cash. If you got 50 grand in cash, a car that's worth 30 grand, a house, assets, real estate. Right now, you got to find a joint sponsor or redo your tax return for 2023. Redo it as a single person. Pay your taxes, and then use that tax return for your green card application, and you're good to go. But taking a trip to Ghana costing you 12 days off of work, immigration don't care. They're like, okay, that's not our problem. That's what immigration's going to say. That's not our problem. They're going to say the problem is you got to make enough money to cover the green card. And you can do that if you listen to me and amend your tax return. If you listen to me, amend your tax return, your son can still live with you. He doesn't have to go find an apartment and roommates, although I think he should at 22. But let him stay with you. But don't put him on your taxes anymore. He can still help you with the bills and this and that. Have him cut the grass, wash the windows, do the dishes. Keep him busy. But your tax return is the number 1 document immigration is going to look at to see if you qualify for the green card. So amend your tax return, pay your taxes on it, and use that for your green card application, and you will be fine. But if you have 2 cars, you can only use 1 car for an asset. But how do we set up a SIAC account? Well, you're going to get the email from the embassy in Thailand on how to do that. They'll send you an email with a link. Click on the link, and they'll send you there, and they'll teach you. They'll tell you how to do it. Susie Gomez, 3 people. You have a family of 3 people. You need to make $32,275 at the cutoff for a family of 3. That's the cutoff. And if you make if you make below that, you need to get a joint sponsor or have a ton of cash in the bank. Okay? So Susie Gomez, to qualify for the K1 visa at the US Embassy, you got to make $25,820. To qualify for the green card, you got to make $32,275. But my advice to you is find a joint sponsor that makes $35,000, $36,000, $37,000, $38,000 a year, somewhere in there, $40,000. I would find a joint sponsor, Susie. Just my advice to you. Okay. Denise Jefferson, Karina, do not let Diego bring you here to Utah. Why not, Denise? We had the worst snowstorm ever today. Okay, well, we don't like snow. So if we come to Utah, it's going to be when it's warm. A reminder as to why I want out. Trust me, Karina, it's no fun. Denise, it's no divertida in Utah. Okay, Karina said okay. But she wants to see Utah. We'll go there for a couple of hours. There's one time we'll make a day trip there from Nevada. And then I want to take her to Arizona for a day. So then she can say, I've been to Utah. Click. Yeah, there's 50 states in America. We want to visit every state. Utah is one of them. Renes, I'm checking 3 to 4 times a day. Susie, Geldem is correct. Fiance's daughter is coming on a K2. Susie, get a joint sponsor. Like, start looking like tomorrow for a joint sponsor, okay? Larry, we have another Marine. Bud and Larry, Marine buddies. Cornelius Larby, a little bit confused on the I-485 form on the public charge. Whose annual income do I put there? Is it me or my sponsor's annual income? What do you mean? What page are we on public charge? The public charge is page 13 and page 14, right? Page 13 and page 14 is, here's the I-485 right here, right? Public charge is page 13 and 14. I can go to the page right here. How efficient is this? Okay, and they ask you, are you subject to the public charge? Yes. What is your household size? 2, 3, 4. What is your annual household income? That's block 63, page 13. How much money does the sponsor make? How much money do you make? That's what you check. Then you identify the total value of your household assets. That's the sponsor's household assets. And then you turn to page 14 and they're asking, about your beneficiary's education. Let me see here. Public charge. Are you subject to the public charge ground? Yes. This is the beneficiary. She is or he is. And then what is your annual household income? Well, now you are married. Karina is married to me, right? Karina is married to me. She's my wife, so my income is her income. What's mine is hers. So Karina's income is my income, so I put down whatever it is I make as a sponsor, even though it's Karina's adjudication. You got it? You understand what I just said? Cornelius, do you get it? Did I unconfuse you on the I-485? On the public charge, it's page 13 and page 14. Page 13, section 62, whatever it is, okay? It's your annual income, the sponsor's annual income, because you guys are married to each other. What's yours is hers, and what's hers is yours. Larry Piercy, Denise, you moving to Florida, smart. They will check your voter registration to get in. Larry, I love it. Come on, Larry. Susie Gomez, when I do my taxes, single, no dependents. Okay, but your income, your income, okay, so you file your taxes as single. When you file for your green card, how many people are going to be in your household? Susie, you, your sponsor, your beneficiary, and how many? A K2, right? A K2, right? That's 3 people, isn't that right, Susie? 3 people, you got to make $32,275. Doesn't matter what you file on your tax return. They're looking at how much money you make. Cornelius, Larby. Okay. Did I unconfuse you, Cornelius? I unconfused you, right? Okay, let's see here. So Denise Jefferson, come on, move to Florida, Denise. Come on. You get a big pay raise. There's no income tax here on your income. Larry Piercy, problem buddy, said X suspicious. ECAS. Hi Diego and Karina, flying to Washington tomorrow evening from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Washington D.C. ECAS. Very good. Very good. There's some good restaurants. I was in Washington D.C. quite a lot many years ago. Back in the past, in my political days, I was up in D.C. a lot. Okay, and there's some good restaurants up there, and you will enjoy the sights. Rent you a limo for the night and take a tour of D.C. Go see the White House, Lincoln Memorial. Go take a tour at night. Rent a limo for the night. ECAS, thank you for your support. No problem, ECAS. We're glad to help you. We look forward to you arriving in America. And study the Constitution when you get here. When you become when you get to America, start learning the Constitution. Learn what your rights are. Learn what the First Amendment is. Learn what the Second Amendment is. Learn what the Fourth Amendment is. The Third Amendment. The Fourth Amendment. You know, if you're walking down the street in Washington, D.C., a police officer can't come up to you and say, show me your papers. That would violate your Fourth Amendment rights. If you want to protest in front of the White House with a big sign, I don't care if you're whatever, you know, you're protesting, you know, the weather is cold in the wintertime. You can do that in this country. Let me see here. Las Barreras, I-693 for a medical exam. So that form will be filled out by the clinic. Yes. The clinic will fill that form out. Yes. Chris and Emma, I just got a house, first home buyer. I'm using USDA loans. Well, congratulations. And I think you asked me for some help on that, and I kind of gave you some guidance. So I'm glad I was able to help you on that. It's got nothing to do with the K-1 visa, but I helped you. Cornelius understands the public charge question on page 13. Tina, Diego, when my income taxes for income 3 for 2023, when I do my income taxes for 2023, do I include my husband? No, because were you married in 2023, Tina? Did you get married in 2023, or did you get married in 2024? When did you get married, Tina? Cornelius, got it, Diego. Thank you. No problem, Cornelius. Tina, even if he has no employment yet. Great. I need to know if you got married. Yes, we were married October 2023, so you can include him on your tax return. Yes, you can. You're married filing jointly. Don't worry if he has a job or not. You got to put his name on the tax return. That will help you. That gives you a big tax break. Great Big Minds, OMG. Hey, Mr. Diego, what's going on, Great Big Minds? Bud Garcia, we are all on this channel to get good information from Diego. That's right. I got 9 years of all this stuff up in my head. Okay, I'm dumping it into the computer in videos and live streams for you guys to save you money. I don't want to see you guys spending $4,000 on an immigration attorney. I'm not saying they're bad. I mean, they do a good job. And I see people spending $700, $800, $900 on companies to process a green card application. Why are you doing that? It's not hard. It's not hard, guys. Really, it's not. Save that money. Use it for something else. Go buy your wife a new dress with that $900 at TJ Maxx. Right? That's what I'm doing. Let me see. Great Big Minds. Because of your help, I am in the United States with my wife from Ohio, USA. Great Big Minds. High five. So we got you to the United States, Great Big Minds, and we are glad you are here. Start learning about America. Learn about your rights as an American. Learn about the Constitution. Learn about our history of our country. Now, who was the first president? President was George Washington, right? And what did George Washington say? He said, we got to keep our noses out of other people's business. We shouldn't be going to war with other countries. We should be trading with other countries, right? That's what the Constitution's basically about. We keep sticking our noses in other people's business, and it's costing us big time. But that's what it is. We need people coming to this country from overseas to learn what your rights are and learn how our country is supposed to work. Because apparently some Americans don't know how to do that. So we need to train you guys on how to do it. But we're glad you're here, Great Big Minds in America. You and Ma'am Karina look so beautiful together. Karina is always siempre hermosa. Chris and Emma, yes, I found the one I got. That's good. Got your house. Jason Mabry, hey, Diego and Karina might enjoy Carlsbad Caverns in the White Sands, New Mexico. I've been to Carlsbad Caverns, I think 2001, and I'm going to take Karina to Carlsbad Caverns. I'm going to take her to New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, Nevada, and I might spend a day in California. I don't know. California is too communist for me. I don't know if I want to spend any money in there, Maybe I'll go in there and just visit so she can say she's been there, but I'm not going to spend any money there. The government's a joke. Just my opinion. The people are great, but they keep electing these stupid people. They keep electing these commies to run the state of California. I mean, seriously, come on, guys. Wake up and smell the chicken feed. Let me see. So I'll take her to Carlsbad Caverns. I'll take her to White Sands. I'm going to take her to the UFO Museum in Roswell. I'll take her to the Space Museum in Alamogordo, which is a nice tour. I'm going to take her to Albuquerque, take her to the malls and eat some good Mexican food in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'll take her to Gallup, New Mexico, Grants, New Mexico. And in Nevada, I'll take her to Pahrump, Ile. I'll take her up to Area 51, the back gate of Area 51, so we can hang out with the camo dudes. Get a picture of her standing by the sign. Don't go past this sign right here in Area 51. She'll love that picture. We're going to do all that, but we're waiting on her green card first. So, Jason, thanks for the good ideas about Carlsbad Caverns. Great big minds. I got my biometrics, Mr. Diego. How long does it take after that to get the work authorization? About 3 to 4 months. Tina, yes, we were married in October 2023. You can file your taxes together as jointly married couple. You got a social security number, right? Denise Jefferson, Diego, our interview is in 10 days. Woohoo! 10 days, 10 days. That's like 10 days. Right? Where's the camera? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 day. Boom. We are going crazy trying to prepare. Come on, Denise, put your feet up on the desk and relax. Any advice to ensure that we ace the interview? Dress business casual. Relax. If he doesn't know the answer to a question, say, I don't know. Don't make up a story. Okay? If they ask your beneficiary a stupid question he doesn't know the answer to, say, I don't know the answer to that question. Don't be afraid to say, I don't know. But if you make up something, immigration will know that you made up something. But they're not going to ask you questions that he won't answer. He won't be able to answer. But if he doesn't, make sure he says, I don't know. And don't make up something. If Karina was asked 12 questions at her K-1 visa interview, and she knew every answer. Boom, 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 boom. She answered them like what else you got? She said, what else you got? ¿Qué más? Right? And she aced it. Your beneficiary, Denise, will ace his interview. Go in relaxed with all your documents, nice business, nice clothes, nice shoes. Huh? And Karina said to make sure he gets plenty of rest the night before. Right? Rely en la noche. Get plenty of rest. Karina said get lots of rest. And then go to the interview and put a smile on your face. Even if the immigration officer's a jack, if he's a jerk, okay, he's being Hollywood. He's being a Hollywood. Okay, it's normal. Some immigration officers want to test the beneficiary by being a jerk. Karina's first immigration officer was a total jerk. He was a jerk, but he couldn't rattle Karina. Karina kept a smile on her face in her business suit, and she said, next. And she answered the question, and then she shut her mouth and waited for the next question. And he was getting, kind of aggressive with her. He was getting tough with her, being strong. Okay. Karina's like, what else you got? Karina's Venezuelan. She got a backbone like this. She's strong, duro. She ain't afraid of nothing. She squared up with, anyway, I'm not going to go into that, but she's strong, okay? Be confident, be strong, wear nice clothes, nice shoes, and get plenty of rest the day before. Relax, have a smile on your face. And if the immigration officer is aggressive, which I doubt he will be in Nigeria or she, I doubt it. In Colombia, they're tough. In Central America, they're tough. But he'll be good. We can't wait to hear about the results, which is going to be approved K-1 visa for Denise Jefferson and her beneficiary. 10 days, Denise. Piece of cake. It's easy. It's fancy. Priyanka. Hello, Diego. I-485 adjustment of status timeline. Phoenix showing 17 months. It's not taking 17 months to get an I-485. to get a green card from Phoenix. Quit looking at that propaganda that immigration puts out there. Karina got her K1 visa approved in 14 months. The website said 19 months. Denise Jefferson, look at that super chat. Man, Denise and Francois, you guys are keeping us in Hardee's breakfast, big platters, and Mountain Dew. Denise Jefferson, we are so grateful for your help. You guys make this process bearable, and we thank God for all of your help and support. Denise, we're here for you. We're going to be here for you for the interview, for the plane ride from Nigeria, for the green card application. We're not going anywhere. We're going to get you through this. And then one day, very soon, you're going to say, hey, look, my husband got his green card. He got his work authorization document. And then you're going to say this, and everything's coming together. And if you don't like Utah, move somewhere else. But wait until he has his green card. Don't move anywhere till you got a green card in your hand. Just my opinion. So Denise, you're good, okay? Relax. I'm looking forward to hearing the results of the approval, because you've been through a lot. It's not easy. It's stressful. I know it's stressful on you, but you're almost there. You're at the finish line. You're just a week and a half away, and it's over. Then you get him here, right? Then you show him Utah. You take him to Bryce Canyon? What are those places you can take him to visit in Utah? Well, jump in your car and drive down to Las Vegas. What is it, a 2-hour drive? So hang in there, Denise. And Priyanka, it is not taking 17 months to process a green card. Okay, relax. Las Barreras, is this question in the I-485 for my fiance? How many times have you been married? Yes, it's for your fiance. We need to count in the past or the marriage with me. No. Okay, so here you go. You got your I-485, right? And they ask you the question, how many times have you been married in the past, right? Let's find, what page is it on? I can't remember. Let's find the page. Let's answer the question, right? Here it is. I'll find it. I mean, I know this book, I know this form like the back of my hand pretty much. And what you're going to do is here it is. What you're going to say is if your new wife you're going to put 0 in there, in that question. Adolph, listen to me. Where are we at? Donde is put, where? Donde? Okay, Las Barreras. You're going to put, has your wife been married before in the past? Are you the first marriage? If you are the first person that she is marrying, sorry about that, guys. Let me fix the camera. If you are the first person that you are married to, it's going to be 0. Okay, Larry, 485 for my fiance. How many times have you been married? 0. We need to count in the past or the marriage with me. No, you don't. It's 0. Because then the next question it says, about your marriage now, right? Larry Piercy, on the 4th. On the 4th, okay. What happens on the 4th? Jason Mabry, Cabo is the closest I will ever get to California. Cabo, yeah. There you go, Jason. Larry Barreras, do you understand? The answer to that question is 0. Okay. Page 7. Yeah, I looked at it right here. Karina found it. Page 7. How many times have you been married, including annulled marriages and marriages to the same person? 0. It's a 0. Okay. So it starts off on page 5, information about your marital history. What is your current marital status? You're going to check married. You're going to put an X in the box that says you're married. Immigration then knows you guys are married to each other. And then it says on part 3, how many times have you been married? This is the beneficiary. Karina hasn't been married at all in the past. So we put a 0 there. You got it? And then they ask you about your current marriage. So it's a big fat 0 if your beneficiary has never been married before. Let me see. Denise Jefferson, you're welcome, Denise. No problem, Denise. We got you covered, all right? ECAS, what will be the first step at the arrival at U.S. airport as a K-1 visa. Go find breakfast. Get something to eat. Get something to eat. Go eat some breakfast or lunch. But the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go through U.S. Immigration Border Patrol checkpoint. You're going to go through a Border Patrol checkpoint and you're going to do a face-to-face with a Border Patrol officer. You will accompany your sponsor in the U.S. citizenship line. I flew to Colombia. I stayed with Karina for another 3 months or so. I accompanied her from Bogota to Miami. In Miami, I accompanied her into the Border Patrol checkpoint. She accompanied me. She was holding my arm. I'm holding my hand through the U.S. citizenship line. Don't go to the green card holder line. Go to U.S. citizenship line. If you are accompanying your beneficiary, go to the Border Patrol, give them your passport, and then say, hey, I'm in a K-1 visa. You're in a K-1 visa. Okay. We need to do a secondary interview. So the immigration officer, the Border Patrol officer, will welcome you to the United States of America. Then you will go to another room where you will have an interview for your entry into the United States. It could be 2 minutes. It could be 1 minute. It could be 10 minutes. It could be 30 minutes. It depends on where you enter. But it's easy. Just relax, guys. Adolfo Sanchez. Good evening, Diego and Karina. I got the green card. I got the green approval paper from Juarez. Okay. On February 21, 2024. They will mail to the visa center in Tijuana. I see some people got their visas in 3 days. For us, it's been 7 days. Don't ever compare other people. Don't compare apples to apples. You compare apples to oranges. Yours is an apple. Theirs was an orange. Just give it time and you'll get it. Could be 10 days. Denise Jefferson, when you come to Utah, me and my fiance will take you and Karina to dinner. Oh, all right. Sounds good, Denise. Hopefully the weather will be decent as we do have 4 seasons. We will come to Utah. I believe we're going to fly out there to Las Vegas first in September. We'll come out in September. How about that? How's the weather in September, Denise? And we'll come out and hang out with you guys. Okay? We'll buy you dinner. Chris and Emma, it's been 39 days since it has been, wait a second, where was it? Where's that? It's been 39 days since it has been approved, not heard from the process. It's been 39 days since what? Your NOA 2 letter? Las Barras, page 7. On page 7, yeah, I answered your question. It's 0. Las Barras, tell me you understand that you put a 0 in there because your wife has never been married before, right? It's the first time it's with you. So they're asking about past marriages or annulments or widows. Karina's never been married before. I'm her first husband and her last husband, right? Okay. So we put a 0 in there. Tina, thank you, Diego and Karina, for your help. No problem, Tina. We're always here for you guys. Las Barreras, thanks. No problem. You understand, right? How to do this. Do you have any more questions on the I-485? I'm here. I'll give you the answers right now. Okay? Immigration attorney will charge you $400. I'll give it to you for free. Let me see. Denise, Diego, does every airport have a checkpoint in America? For some reason, I thought that we needed to fly through Atlanta. Don't fly through Atlanta, Denise. That airport's a nightmare for an immigration checkpoint. You got like 20 international flights arriving at the same time in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a nightmare. How do I know? I speak from experience from 2016. Don't do it. You can fly into any airport in the United States of America. If you live in Utah, I recommend flying. If you can get a connecting flight to where you're going to go, to Salt Lake City, what's your connecting flight look like? Don't fly through Atlanta. Don't do that. Excuse me, I got an itch. My nose is itching. Don't go through Atlanta. Please. The immigration process there is long and tedious. The lines are going to be horrible. You're going to have all these international flights arriving at the hub for Delta Airlines from 20 plus countries. The immigration line is going to be longer than the unemployment line in the Bronx. Don't do it. Fly through, get a connecting flight somewhere else if you can. Okay? And fly American Airlines. Don't fly Delta. Delta Airlines, they're not very reliable. Just my opinion. I'm not bashing them. I'm just talking about my experience with the airline. They suck. American Airlines, I've never had a problem with them. Never had a problem with American Airlines. And they don't pay me to say that. It's just my experience. Just experience. Let me see here. Denise Jefferson. Did I answer your question, Denise? Just make sure that you don't fly through Atlanta. Don't do a connection in Atlanta. It's horrible for immigration. It's a long time waiting. It's not good. Chris and Emil, I got my NOA2 letter, but I have not heard back from the welcome letter. Takes 3 to 4 months. Chris and Emil, 3 to 4 months. You're going to have to wait now for the next step. Bud Garcia, Chris and Emil, it took me 5 months for my packet to leave USCIS. See, Bud Garcia in Thailand. He's not in Thailand, but has been fish raised in Thailand. Jason Mabry, is there only one Border Patrol interview for my fiance or at each connecting airport? Only one. There's only one. You enter the United States on an international flight, whatever country, whatever city you fly into, Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, Salt Lake City, New York City, Miami, wherever it is you land in America, you get one check-in with the Border Patrol one time. If you have a connecting flight, that you don't have another check-in with immigration. You're done. You could have 3 connecting flights. You're done. You only get one time that you get interviewed. Okay? Jason, I hope that answered your question. Chris and Emil, you're welcome. Las Barreras. For page 3 in the I-485, we don't need to put anything in 25A. Well, let's see. I got page 3 right here. 25A is, let me see here. No, you don't check. You don't put anything there. You're going to check. You're going to come over on page 3 of the I-485, and you're going to go to part 2, 1A, family base, and you're going to check. You were admitted as a K1, K2 immigrant, non-immigrant, right here. You see that? That's where you're going to check. You don't check anything over here other than you got to fill out the I-94 information. On here, you got to put the I-94 number. Okay. You got to put the class of admission, which is K1. Has the class of admission changed? No. And then you start putting the information about your I-94. So you print the I-94 from the Border Patrol website and you put the name in here exactly how it shows on the I-94. And then you're going to check box 1A, 1A, the third one down. You're going to check K1. You got it? Las Barreras. Did you get that? Don't mess this form up, okay? Listen to me. Don't mess this form up. I just explained. Trust me, okay? I've done this before. Let's see here. Denise Jefferson is talking to Chris and Emil. You might have to wait. You might have one. You need to move forward. We did not get a welcome letter until the way later. As soon as we got the green light, we just applied for the DS-160. There you go, Denise. Jen S. Les Barreras. Okay, Les, you understand, right? On page, where is it at? On page 2, you come over to the right-hand side and you just, on page 3 of the I-485, you check the block that says person admitted to the United States as a K1 fiance. That's all you're going to hit. Everything else you don't check box 25A, okay? Because you're not an exchange visitor. It's K1. Let me see here. Good questions, guys. Tonight we're having a blast. Les Barreras, understand, okay? So you understand that. Jason Mabry, Denise, as far as I know, the fastest direct flight from Africa is to New York Airport. JFK in Queens. Susie Gomez, I have another question, Diego. What if I get a letter from my employer, gross income, $38,000? Will that help? Yeah, but they look at that. That'll help, but they're going to look at your tax return. Immigration looks at the letters from your employer, and the letter from your employer should match what your last tax return says. But if your income went up, okay, for when you file for, you just got to meet the minimum income requirements on your tax return. If you don't, you got to get a joint sponsor. And that's my advice. Some immigration offices will allow for assets like the house, your car, cash in the bank. Some immigration offices don't. You're playing a game of craps in Las Vegas. You're throwing the dice on the table when you submit your green card if your income isn't sufficient, and you use your assets as a backup. If you use your assets as a backup, that's good. That's no problem with that. You can do that. Immigration law says you can do that. But my recommendation is get a joint sponsor and let the immigration guy or girl determine if they want to use the joint sponsor or not. All right, Susie, you got it? Let the immigration make the call. You find a joint sponsor and tell the joint sponsor, we probably don't need you, but I want to include you as a backup. And that takes a lot of heat off the joint sponsor, right? And then you submit the paperwork with the joint sponsor and you get your green card approved. Immigration want to make sure that you are able to financially support your beneficiary and that you're not going to go on any public assistance. Obviously, you're not going to do that. We trust you. We got confidence in you, Susie. We know you're not going to do that. But immigration, they only go off evidence. That's all they go off is tax returns, your last tax return. And then on the green card, they want to see how much you made on the last 3 years. You only have to provide your last tax return, but you have to tell them how much you made 2 years prior to that. Okay? Okay, Susie got it. Ren S is talking to Jason. Come on, do I have any more questions on the I-485? I'll speak a little bit longer, then I'm going to go watch a movie with Karina. We tried to watch a movie yesterday and we fell asleep. I was like Karina watched it, and I'm just laying there, and I fell asleep. And then a cat came to our front door and started making cat noises. In Tokyo, our cat heard the cat noises. His ears were up like this. Karina's ears went like this, and she's turning the volume up on the TV, and I didn't see none of it. I was sleeping, and I missed a good movie. Bud Garcia, I have not seen your UFO on the videos anymore. Okay, but I will put my UFOs back in your videos if you miss them. But I'll put them in a place where I make them hard to find. Okay, I don't know. I'll put the UFOs in the video, but I make the UFO hard to find. So you have to look for it when you watch the video. All right, Bud, I'll do that. I'll put the UFOs back in the video. And thanks for pointing it out. Red S, they do answer the phone, but they can't help schedule you. No, the embassy will answer the phone. They will take questions, but they will not schedule the interview. That's up to the beneficiary. Denise Jefferson, Diego curious. Denise Jefferson, what are you curious about? Ask me. What are you curious about? Okay, I will find them. That is a snip eye, a sniper eye. Does a joint sponsor need to be in the same state? No, a joint sponsor has to be either a 10-year green card holder or a U.S. citizen that lives anywhere in the United States of America, but you got to be domiciled in the United States. You can be a 10-year green card holder living in Texas, or you can be a U.S. citizen living in wherever in the United States, Hawaii, California, Texas, wherever. Okay? A joint sponsor, if the joint sponsor lives under the same roof where you live, like let's suppose you use your mom and dad, if you're a young couple, just got married, you're fresh out of college and you're trying to find a job, and you can use your mom as a joint sponsor if you live together. And if she lives under the same roof as you fill out Form I-865A, which is an affidavit of support, okay, for somebody that lives under the same roof. Where's the camera? If you don't live under the same roof, then you fill out I-864. You can be a joint sponsor as a U.S. citizen or as a green card holder, 10-year green card holder. But you got to make enough money to cover the family of the sponsor, plus except for a family member that lives with you. Okay, Denise, doesn't matter. You can have a joint sponsor. You can live in Utah or you can live in San Diego and have a joint sponsor that lives in Maine. They just got to fill out the paperwork and prove their status as a domiciled American or domiciled legal permanent resident. So does that answer your question, Denise? Larry Piercy, what movie are you going to watch tonight? Karina doesn't know, but she'll decide. She'll tell me later. Maybe I'll watch The Fifth Element. The Fifth Element? Cinco Elemente di Cinco? Karina, do you like, see, ¿te gusta? I think we'll watch that, The Fifth Element. Because when I tried to watch it the other day, I fell asleep. Man, I don't know what's going on. Ren S., the number I gave you, Jason, they do answer daily, but can't schedule your interview till the Guyana's embassy opens up for a year. And then Jason says, I don't see the number. Ren S., write that phone number in the right here so Jason can find the number to the embassy in Ghana. Please write the number. And I'll give you time to write the number, then I'm going to sign off and go watch a video. Go and watch The Fifth Element. Or maybe I wanted to watch a Rambo, but Karina didn't want to watch Rambo. You like Te Gusta Rambo?
No, pero no.
No, it's not. No, another. She said the movie was made a long time ago. This is my era. You know, Karina's young. Okay. Denise Jefferson. Yes, we can always count on learning something new here about this process. Fantastic. You learned something new? Annie Persoud, good night, Mr. Diego and beautiful Karina. How are you guys doing? Watching from Guyana. Annie Persoud, we are good. Now, this is the Venezuelan flag. Where is it? Right here. And then Guyana's right here. You guys, Venezuela and Guyana, they're like next to each other. So you got to sleep with one eye open if you're in Guyana. You got to sleep like this, Annie. You got to watch out. Maduro, that commie dictator in Venezuela, wants to take your country. Part of it. Karina's getting mad because I'm talking about politics, but it's all good. Watch out. Let me see here. Larry Piercy, Once Upon a Time in the West is a good Saturday movie. Okay, good idea. Francois, good night. Enjoy your movie. Francois, thank you for that super chat, Francois. I'm going to take Karina to eat breakfast in Alabama, but it's going to be on Monday. Because today the weather was too dangerous to drive. It was too much fog. There's no way I'm driving in that fog. Jason Mabry, you all might like the movie Can You See Us? Okay, I'll check that one out. And also Larry's suggestion. Las Barreras, page 13, question 62 is for beneficiaries. Page 13, Larry, Las Barreras. I'm going to have to fill out. I just may as well just fill out this form for you. Page 13, okay, is the public charge, okay? It's about the public charge. Page 13, number 62, is this for beneficiaries? Yes. What is the size of your household? So what are you going to put in there, Las Barreras? The sponsor, the beneficiary, and how many, did you bring any K2s over? Do you have any children? Las Barreras, do you have any children? So it's going to be 2. The number will be 2. If it's just you and your wife. If it's you and your wife and a K2, then it will be 3. If it's you, your wife, a K2, and another K2, then it will be 4. How big is your family? And Annie Persoud. Yeah, I sleep with both eyes open. Annie Persoud, sueño, dos ojos abrir. Muy cerca, Venezuela, dos ojos esta mismo. We're with you. Larry Piercy, Roadhouse is getting close. Okay, Roadhouse is what with Patrick Swayze, right? All right, guys, did you learn anything new? I know Denise learned some new stuff today. Thank you for the super chats. I'm taking Karina to eat in Alabama Monday. Tomorrow I'm going to take her to Fort Walton Beach, and so we will see you guys. What's today? Today's Saturday. And I will see you guys on Monday. But there's a question. Hannah 101. Hello, Hannah 101. Hannah, for the I-485, the alien number is the number on the NOA 2. That's correct. You get 10 points, Hannah 101. You get 10 points for knowing the answer to that question. The alien registration number is the number that is on your NOA 2 letter below your name. for the beneficiary. Las Barreras, just 2, my fiance and I. So you put number 2 there in household size. Bud Garcia gets the last word. Have a good night, Diego and Karina. See you guys Monday. And we look forward to talking with you then.